really wanted to do. The most encouraging thing, though, as I go around speaking to you guys, is that we all share similar views, right? We all come from a similar generation, and that makes it very easy to have conversations with you all. I wanted to introduce you to this race because I really believe that this race is one of the most important races this November. I believe this is a race that crosses color lines. I don't believe that it's a race that should be decided upon based on how you look, what race you are. I believe it crosses party lines as well. Because in my particular district, there's huge need. We've had 27,000 dropouts in almost a decade. So in less than 10 years, 27,000 children have dropped out of school. Now that's important, because the real question we have to ask ourselves is, where are these kids going? And I really believe that it's time for education reform. I believe it's time we start to redefine what education means for those individuals, so they don't feel like they failed. Because a lot of them, they drop out of school because they have impregnated someone very young. And so young men trying to step up and raise their families need an avenue to do that. That doesn't mean that they failed, though, or that they should be penalized for life, in my opinion. They need to offer them an opportunity. And so my ideas, they're not new. They're just old school conservative. And I think we need to bring back vocational training. Pipe fitters in Baytown are making $35 an hour. And for a young guy in his 20s who is starting a new family, whether expected or unexpected, $35 an hour is a good start. The average 5-year college grad comes out making $46,000 a year. So you can be a Baytown pipe fitter making more than a college grad with no debt. You can still put yourself through school and graduate 5 or 6 years and not have a Sally Mae correspondence coming through your mail. Not that I think that anyone shouldn't go to college. I believe that we all should strive to make that happen. But let's face it, we know that all people aren't built for it. There are even entrepreneurs who aren't built for it, right? But when you see millionaires who step out of college to pursue a dream, you really can't argue with their mindset. And that's because I believe we're all different. Senate District 6 has been led under an administration where this generation has been left out. And they're betting that our generation won't vote so that the status quo can continue. It's unfortunate, though, because if the status quo continues, then we will see more of the same ideologies being produced in our area. But our area is very costly. Here's how it becomes extremely costly. If we don't protect property taxes, then what we have is individuals who have become the base of this community leave out. And so you have new individuals moving in who don't understand the history of the area. We can't afford that to happen because all it does is create fuel for the fire. We want to make sure that when our generation moves in, that we move in with an understanding that we want to melt together. We want to be a gumbo from Louisiana. Everything is a gumbo with me. Because I believe that the mixture of different people make up a great society. We have to make sure that when we move in, though, that we protect their property taxes. So as we grow, because we're going to grow, our generation is hell-bent on making sure that we become economic independent, right? This is what we're taught. And so we're go-getters, and so you see a lot of entrepreneurs coming from a new generation. You see a lot of businesses starting up, a lot of young professionals, young families. And so that kind of fosters a different environment, but it's also a positive environment. Unfortunately, in our area, we can go literally right across the track and you see government housing. You can go 5 blocks further down and you can see the homeless. But that's a unique situation for us. But I think it's also a unique opportunity for us, right? It's a unique opportunity for us to be benevolent in our money and in our time, right? So we can volunteer to serve our community. And that does a lot for us capitalistically when you talk about individual capital. What it does for our spirits, what it does for our community. When I see my neighbors volunteering, we may wind up at a soup kitchen together, or we may wind up at a volleyball game or soccer game together, right? And that kind of community can happen here, because there are so many people in need. Those young boys that are going up across the track, they don't know what that means. They don't know what it means to have young professionals investing in their lives, because they're outcasts, right? But we can change that. I think that there is a class of people that encourage individuals to stay down, so that they always need a doctor, if you know what I mean. If you convince the patient, or tell the patient, or introduce the patient to the answer of his needs, right? The pill that will heal his sickness. If you don't tell him about it, then he will stay sick and he will always need it. You started introducing him a pill that will heal him, and then the guy that's been doctoring them for so long no longer needs a job. And so what happens is, a lot of politicians, what they will do is they will hold down a community, because that's job security. Well, it's a new era, and that's not what I believe we need to do. I think we need to usher in a new area of opportunity. And so if you visit my site or you visit my Facebook, you'll see that I talk about redefining education. I talk about redefining success, right? I don't think the government should tell you what success is. I also am not an advocate for entitlement programs that create generational need. I think we need to make sure